waiting. So I want to give you your time to explain, and I want to give your manager time to explain because people think maybe your manager helped her take that money, which that's
Nah,
not how I feel. I feel like y'all
nah.
gave her the money, y'all wanted a job done, and she didn't fucking do it.
So yeah, so look, so Pete. So there's a couple things here that I heard Wax say. A lot of things that I felt like that motherfuckers didn't know. So number one, I never had a manager back then. I didn't have a manager. It was me and it was my investor slash business partner. So what Wack was referring to as my manager was actually the investor. So the investor wasn't taking no money from himself. That wasn't happening. A couple of things that I wanted to say towards a lot of the shit that I heard Wack say was, and a lot of other people say is there's some shit that I could take accountability for, right? Which he was right about. Taking accountability for giving the whole shit up front. We should have never did that. That was mistake number one. Um, Taking accountability for agreeing to a very horrible high level deal memo and agreement that she was supposed to do. That's another mistake that we made. The third mistake we made was using her background and the way that she carried herself in the general public as a form of trust. Because we didn't fucking know her, right? So, I mean, I could say that those were the mistakes made. But all of these was mistakes that I had to learn from and take as lessons to get where the fuck I'm at. As far as her paying for radio and PR, she didn't have to pay for any of that. I want to see a breakdown if she did. I still have yet to receive a breakdown. Now, I paid for those things separately. She was supposed to be the missing piece to everything that I was already doing. I'm a motherfucker from, Boston, Massachusetts, Worcester, Massachusetts, you know what I'm saying? And, I found me an investor, a business partner who was willing to spend the bread on behalf of me because he believed in me. So I wasn't this artist, this naive ass artist where Wax said some shit like, or somebody else said some shit like the artist is supposed to be the artist. He's not even supposed to be in the business. But, that didn't apply to me though. I was learning the business. I wanted to learn the business. I didn't want to just be the artist to sit down. I wanted my hand in the shit. Like I wanted to understand it. You know what I mean? So right around the time I worked with Karen, um, I dropped this storytelling record called Ross Cappuccino. Now this was the first record that got Eminem's attention. So, you know, I didn't need clarity on whether or not she thought the song was good or not. I just needed her to do her fucking job, which is the shit that she said she was capable of doing. I say that because she had an opinion of the record in which she says nobody cared about a white boy being shot, is what she said. But I wasn't looking for her to give me that information. I just wanted her to do what she said she was going to do, which was marketing services, PR, putting me in the right rooms with the right people to build the right relationships, and none of that shit happened. Was it mismanaged? Absolutely. Let's talk about like again, let's talk about the manager possibly stealing some of the money and keeping it on a hush. You know, again, there was no kickback. I'm gonna clarify that. There was no kickback. The indie label slash investor was the cat that put up the bread. So he wasn't putting up 60K to get kickback. That makes no sense. So we paid for PR separately. I paid for radio separately. It wasn't D and Shadow. I made the mistake of saying them. We went to them, but we didn't end up using them. The cat that we actually used, his name was Eric Parler. Now I paid for social media separately. I paid for everything separately, and everything that was outlined in her agreement about social media services. My current manager now, who's actually on the call, he's the one that stepped in and he did that shit. That's how I started fucking with him through that. And it wasn't Karen. She didn't do any of that. I paid someone separate to handle that. So everything she said about where the money actually went was cap. She can't provide any documents or proof of her actually making those payments neither. So um I was trying to figure this shit out on my own. I'm learning the game coming up as an artist, and I wasn't the nigga you could just tell to shut up and stay out the business. Like that was important for me to understand the business and also have my hand in it. But there's a ton of people I need people to understand. There's a ton of people beside myself that has been in these rooms that can tell you that Karen didn't do very good business with them. So there's no way that everybody's lying. You know what I'm saying? I think that she's in a position where she can do a lot of good for the industry, and I'm sure that she already had. But I truly believe that she's done wrong by a lot of people. I don't think that she's done wrong by everybody. I think that she's done some right and she's done some wrong. I think it's mixed. You know what I mean? I think that she got to take accountability for somebody that's in her position. Um, I think providing proper receipts and reports of where the money was actually going, that was her responsibility. She didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So let me address me spending 500,000 before we got to
That was
camera.
my question, Joyner. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
we're going to get to that. I'm going to cover all this shit. That was spent on music videos, recording, producer fees, PR person I hired, radio. We spent a lot of money on a lot of shit, things that we needed. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of this shit was inflated prices because remember we this is the first rodeo, and motherfuckers knew that. So they were taking advantage of us, charging us crazy ass bread because we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. We were trying to figure it out, which is why we hired
I see.
consultants. So you know we spent hundreds. Is Wack got something to say? He want to talk? I can let him
No,
talk.
no, 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 no. You on the
Oh,
right track. I just like it was a lot of people like shit you saying. I kept telling them this is the music business.
oh yeah,
This
yeah, yeah,
how it
100.
go until you
Yeah.
figure it out.
Oh, 100, nigga. 100%. You right. With all that shit you saying, you right. These are things, again, this come with the shit. Nigga, you take your lumps, you get fucked, you get robbed. You know, it happens. You feel me? But I never forget the motherfuckers who did rob me. I never forgot the motherfuckers who did do me dirty. And now, 7 years later, and I'm successful. You know, I'm well off. I'm rich. I'm Grammy nominated. Life is good. My mom's is retired. I'm fucking living the American dream. Now I feel like I gotta double back. And I gotta come back and I gotta say some shit. A lot of people wonder why you wait until such and such happen and then you say something. I've been saying shit. I've been popping my shit. I just wait and I take it as I ain't gonna hold you. I take it as an opportunity. Every time somebody throw her ass under the bus, I absolutely jump on that train. Like, yeah, nigga, like I love that shit. I don't fuck with people that do bad business, bro. I don't like that shit. Like, anyway, so music videos, recording, producer fees, PR, radio. You know, I spent hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars on advertisement, which ultimately led to me popping off. You know, the Facebook social media services on the first page of the agreement, Karen did not do. She didn't do anything that was outlined in that memo. So when when I said that I had spent that 500,000 and that was my last. You feel me? Like that was literally my investor was he was frustrated. You know what I'm saying? So we got to a place where we done already spent so much money to Karen shit. You know what I mean? I didn't know she was gonna do that. Sky Zoo didn't know she was gonna do that. Motherfuckers didn't know she was gonna do that. Like I said, she did some good business and she did some bad business
And
on
just
behalf of me.
just so you know, like
Yeah.
I'm Joyner's manager, and so at that
Mhm.
time I was running everything on the social side. So I witnessed all of this happen and take place, right? So I was a witness to all of it taking place, but I wasn't managing Joyner, so I didn't really, I had to say so of any of it. You know what I mean? I was just watching. As far as the Facebook shit, like the first page of that agreement was all Facebook. She didn't do anything on Facebook, and Joyner got 1 million followers on Facebook that same year, and we did it with advertising. And we spent over $250,000 doing that shit. And we got
Sound
receipts
about
for that.
right. Sound about right. So joining this Sean dude, who was he then? That's your investor.
Correct. Yeah, that was the investor. That was and basically Joyner was his own manager. He was an artist and he was his own manager. And he was
So
trying to pick
so
out the right pieces for his
yeah, so
team.
he was destined to crash before he learned doing that. So Sean was the manager,
Nah, Joyner was
the
his
investor.
manager. Yeah, he was the
Sean was
investor.
who
Yeah.
was Sean the investor?
Sean was
Yes.
the
Okay,
investor.
Sean was the investor.
gotcha. Okay.
Joyner was his artist and his own manager essentially, right? Because he was picking all the people. He was like, "Yo,
So
Drew."
everything makes sense then. Why it happened?
Right. So Joyner, continue. You're muted out, Joyner. He probably still getting used to
Oh
this thing.
shit, my
There you
fault.
go.
Again, I said yeah, you whack like you said, like nigga, I'm not naive. I knew, you know what I'm saying? Like I was gonna crash. I knew that certain people weren't gonna do what the fuck they said they were supposed to do. I knew that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew it wasn't gonna be all candy cane and rainbows and motherfuckers. I knew that. And it wasn't like we was hush hush about having money. It was like, yo, we got the budgets, like let's do X, Y, and Z. So certain motherfuckers was like, word, you know what I'm saying? Okay, well, I want 60,000, or I want this, and I want, and we paid it. Like, fuck, how much you want? Boom. All right, well, so again, these are mistakes that we made. You feel me? Showing our hands, all kind of shit. But that don't mean that I don't got a right to feel some type of way. You know what I mean? Like, I still feel like I got a right to feel some type of way, 100%.
This my thing. Why didn't your
Hold up, I
investor
gotta get
go?
White Heat up here. I gotta get White Heat, my bro, up here.
Yeah, why didn't your investor go pursue a 60? Y'all had a contract, right? I presume
Hmm.
y'all had a contract of
Hmm.
what she was supposed to do and provide, right? So you got your man down here that's managing you now. It's easy to track what was done, what wasn't done. So why didn't he just go pursue his 60 back?
Because it was going to cost money to do that, and he didn't want to do that.
It makes sense. I
You know what I mean? He didn't want to do that. It was going to cost more money to do that, and then it
cost him
wasn't a
another,
guarantee
yeah.
that
And
He's
then
it
doing a lot
wasn't
of
hold on, and then
contingency.
Joyner had to worry about someone bad
blackballing
mouthing
him.
him in the
Yeah, that
game
was a big
when
one
he's
too.
not even in the game.
Exactly. I didn't want that. I was afraid of that because again, I'm not. You hear stories of that. What I mean, motherfucking powerful people, blackballing motherfuckers and shit. I wasn't even in the game. I was afraid of, I didn't know how this shit worked. I know how this shit worked now. I didn't know how it worked before, so I wasn't even trying to play with that fire. You feel me?
I'm gonna be real. Like, I don't know what she had y'all thinking, but Karen ain't never controlled no buildings, bro. Never. She ain't
Can
never controlled
anybody
no
on the
building.
stage give me her job title? Anybody
Yeah,
that's
I'm
it's a
saying she
hundred
ain't never.
motherfuckers on the stage. Does anybody
Yeah,
know
I
her
know,
job
but
title?
She
so
is
She ain't never controlled
her
no buildings,
title
bro. To be
is, she
Social
said she's
media
a brand
influencer.
strategist. No,
right. So
brand
check.
strategist.
Joyner didn't go to her for a record deal though. He didn't go to her saying,
yeah,
"Yo,
no.
get
What
me a
I'm
record
saying
deal."
is like she ain't no like what she gonna block, what she gonna stop.
Yo, so hold on.
It was a
So couple
relationship
things.
thing, bro. Like I just didn't
Right.
know. I didn't know if she was gonna utilize her relationships to stop certain radio shit we were trying to do, or stop certain. I don't know. You know
Nah,
what I
she
mean?
ain't
I
in
didn't
that
know how
lane. She
far.
don't
I
control
we
that
ain't know
world.
that. Cause I ain't know that. I
Yeah.
Yo,
ain't
and you're
know.
also talking 2015.
Hmm.
You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
she don't. Yeah, but bro, she don't. She has never controlled radio. She's never controlled what artists work with who. She ain't never controlled the
It was
motherfucking
blogs
awards.
too.
Red.
Blogs. I even see to this day certain blogs her have control over a lot of different blogs. Like I know that for a fact. That
Yeah,
was
but
another thing I was afraid of. You feel me?
I mean, but good publicity, bad publicity. If your name being talked about, it ain't nothing wrong with it. You know that.
Yeah, but when you got 5,000 followers, whack, and you ain't shit, bro. It's not like this. You know what I mean? Like nigga, you a peewee. Like motherfuckers looking at me like who the fuck is? You know what I mean? Like I was nowhere near. You know anywhere towards on. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm a small fish in a big ass ocean full of sharks, bro. I don't know nothing, nigga. I'm at this point. I'm like shit. I'm just I don't know. But
You
that's
know
why
the
we didn't
crazy.
sue her though, huh?
You know you say you from Boston, right?
Mm-hmm.
So can I ask you just a? I'm just curious, right? If
What's
you feel like if you feel like you was facing that, you got one of the most influential motherfuckers out of Boston. Why you just didn't reach to him?
Who?
It's only one nigga come out of Boston, bro, that we all know.
Zeno,
He broke
nigga.
it. Yeah. So
Benzino.
why you didn't reach to Benzino? Because ain't no way around that at that point. I'm just wondering, like y'all, like I'm just
I don't have a relationship with Benzino. I don't know Benzino personally, and I ain't into reaching out to certain people to fight battles for me. I just gotta figure this shit out on my own. That's how I look at it. So
okay. You took the
you know what I
long
mean?
way around. You took the long way around. All right.
100, 100. Yeah.
Go ahead, share this conversation on Twitter. Also, if you on Instagram and everything, let's go ahead and get this story out there, man, for the people to hear it.
and
And Joyner,
Jill,
I want to
I
thank you.
wanna put it out there for everybody that's not comfortable. This shit is being recorded again. So if you don't want to be recorded or all this little shit, leave quietly because you already know what the shit here for. So that's a disclaimer for everybody that's on the stage and that's speaking.
So I think, Joyner, this is my question. So I think the real question is, what outcome do you want? Because we see a little bit of everybody got an issue with her when it comes to money. Then, can somebody mute their mic, please? when it comes to giving her money and her not doing what she said she was gonna do. I mean, what could be the outcome? Because for me,
I don't
like when you
honestly.
was
You
on
want
the
me
stage
my honest
yesterday, I
opinion?
said she needs to give you your fucking money back and some type of free service on top
Oh,
of that.
so in my opinion, number one, she's not about to give me no money back. We know that. And number two, I don't really think there's anything that she could do for me at this point. That's just me being honest. I don't think there's nothing that she can do for me that I can't do for myself.
So,
Yeah, they already don't want to spend the money to fight in court, so that ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So if they don't want to do that, she's not just finna come say, "Hey, here you go, take this back." That's not gonna happen. Definitely not gonna happen.
I'm not looking for a refund. It is what it is, right? I'm just saying. I'm
So I
so
guess your whole mission was to expose her to what she allegedly did, the money she locked up on. That was your mission.
yo, it was like beating up a bully, bro. That used to just bully the shit out of you when you was little, and then you just got big, and then you just got swole up, and then you just ran into that motherfucker one day, and you just beat the shit out of him. That's how I felt. Like
That's
it was like one of
fire.
those. It was one of those. And I'm not insinuating hitting a woman or nothing like that. I'm just saying like it was it
It
was
was your
like
way
that
to
to me.
fight back, huh?
That was
It was
that was
like you
my
thought
way
I
of.
wasn't gonna be shit. It was his. You thought I wasn't gonna be shit, and you know, you
I know
you
that's
took
the
the
only
bread,
reason. I know
and
that's the only reason why she did that though, is because she knew of the situation, and she honestly, I mean, she sat in the clubhouse yesterday and was like, "Oh, she's like, oh, you think I would do that to a nigga as lyrical as you that's going places? Shut up, bro. Shut up, my nigga. That's not the energy I got from her when she was fucking with us. Like after she got the bread, her energy wasn't that. Her energy was it was different. You know what I'm saying? It was like that energy where it's like,
she was
what
there
she
for the
gonna do
bag.
about it?
She got
Right.
the bag, and as soon as she
Mhm.
got the bag, it was like, all right, you know,
Hey,
nobody can ever
listen,
hear you, and that's it.
Fucking weirdos
sometimes
put
it's
me
just
out.
another
I'm about to
face.
say, hey, y'all have a ball. I'm out this bitch. Y'all have a good night.
Sometimes in this business, you may burn a bridge that you might need to cross again. And just sometimes you can't. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't gonna say no names. I have artists that I passed on, and they took the shit personal. Got a little buzz later on, and like my nigga, it wasn't personal. I just passed on you, my nigga. Like shit, I didn't tell you
Mhm.
to stop. I didn't tell you to stop doing what you was doing. I passed on you for whatever reason. It could have been I just simply didn't have the budget. Could have been out had some like right now I got 4 albums I got to put out. And they come to me talking about signing him now, nigga. You gonna be in line till at least top of second quarter for sure. If it ain't the bottom of the second quarter, you willing to hang around and do that or go out on your own and do what you do? Because I can't give you no time and attention. We pass on shit for certain reasons. And then some shit just a hustle because don't nobody know who the next one gonna be if you gonna pop off. You never know. Some motherfuckers is playing for the day. They ain't thinking about tomorrow. But once again, like I've been telling the room, and think Joyner, that's the motherfucking music business. Period.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you learn that. You know what I mean? Like I've been through it. I've been through way worse shit than that. You know what I'm saying? So like I already know. Like, I've been signed, you know what I mean? I witnessed a whole bunch of fuck shit, within the, record label business. And, I've been in the game for, a couple years. And again, I'm very in tune with the business side. I'm not just a rapper that's going to rap. I want to know what's going on. I need to understand what certain things mean. I need to know what that I'm reading contracts. Like I need to know, that's me. I'm not the nigga that's just going to shut up and rap. So,
So, Joyner, I got a question for you, sweetheart.
what's up, baby?
If you don't, and you don't have to, explain and go into detail. Do you want to talk about the Gucci Pucci situation?
Yo, that shit, it was a weird, weird phone call that I got,
Okay.
right? Super weird. It was right after the whole Cameron shit. After Cameron had came out, I think it was 2016 or 17. He had came out and accused Karen of accused her of stealing. That's when I finally got the courage, like, oh shit, somebody else said it. Boom, I'm jumping on the train. Mind you, I got a little bit more traction, so I wasn't really. I think I might have been signed at this point too, so I didn't really give a fuck no more about the blackball shit. I was just like, word, like I'm jumping on the train. So I jumped on the train. I said what I said, and like Not even like 24 hours later, after Karen had made hit up Sean and was like, you know, give Joyner this apology so he can say it publicly and all this bullshit I wasn't about to do. I got a random ass phone call and some nigga was like, yo, this is Joyner. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? And he was like, Gucci Pucci. And I'm like, who? I thought it was a joke, nigga. Like, who the fuck is that? Like, he was like, you don't know who I am? I'm like, nah, nigga. Like, how the fuck you got my number, first off? And he was like, oh,
Everybody.
he was like, he was like, Rick Ross wants to work with you. Mad random, my nigga, like super random. And I was like, what you mean Rick Ross wants to work with me? He was like, yo, Rick Ross wants you to come to Miami, get in the studio with him. And I was like, so why Rick Ross ain't call me? He was like, because Ross is busy. He want me to call you. I'm his manager. And I was like, nah,
Then you
nigga.
added. Then you added me to the call. You added
Oh
me to
yeah,
the
yeah, I
call.
did add, I did add you
Then I
to the
was on the
call.
call and I was like, all right, word. So when we going down there, he's like, yeah, we'll take care of the flights and everything. I was like, cool. Then Joyner asked again. He was like, yeah, so do me a favor, just have Ross hit me. He goes, you trying to come or what? And that's when Joyner spazzed. He was like, yo, who the fuck you talking to? Like, don't be calling my phone talking to me like that, bro. You calling me on some business to come work and shit. That's cool, but I'm asking questions and you over here. And he just hung up. He
So
just hung up.
I later found out. Nah, he said some bullshit before he hung up. He said
That
something
was
I
a
forgot what
setup.
he said. He said some bullshit before he hung up, but it wasn't no energy where it was like somebody want to work with you. The manager's reaching out. It's
I
friendly.
don't know.
It's
You ever
cool.
talked to Ross? The nigga say he was sending you the flights.
Well, nah, this happened like 2016. I ended up working with Ross. We just
No,
we
that's what I'm saying. Because if he gonna pay for the flights, nigga ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I
I
know.
just
He ain't even that type of dude on that type of shit.
Yeah, so it was weird. It was weird. It was real energy whack. It was like some real hostility. It was real like some
But
real
when you
hostile.
hollered at Ross, what Ross tell you? Whenever you
I
hollered
didn't
at him,
at this time. I didn't ask Ross, and I still ain't ask him about it. Like I don't
Got
want our relationship to be about that, right? I just whatever that shit was, it was what it was. So then after we hung up the phone and shit, you know, me and Drew were like, yo, that shit was weird. That was a weird ass phone call. I started doing research, like trying to figure out who the fuck this nigga was, Gucci Pucci, and I couldn't. I don't know.
he was Ross' manager. He was one
I
of
don't
his
think I could
managers
find
one
him
time.
on social media, but anyway, somebody that I know, um, in Miami, ended up reaching out to me and telling me that Shorty had somebody, you know what I'm saying, hit me up, trying to set me up and shit. You know what I'm saying, on that call. So that's how I knew that call was what it was. You feel me?
Man, listen, bro. You know that's a strong accusation, right? You know that Gucci Pucci ain't even one of them type of dudes, bro.
Nah, I'm not saying that. I'm
Bro,
not
we
saying
don't
it was
even know if he
actually
was
him.
talking to him
I'm
then.
not saying that we was talking to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure we wasn't talking to him. We was talking to somebody else who was saying that it was him. I'm not saying it was him. I
And the
never
niggas
talked to
say
him.
they was gonna book your flights.
Yeah, it was weird, bro.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
that shit
weird.
look different.
It was weird.